Hello everybody, welcome back to some Fallout 4. Picking up where we left off. As you see, we traveled to the Charlesview Amphitheater. Not that we're staying here though. But I got two locations I'd like to clear out in this part. But I'm not sure that we'll actually get to both, because I'm not 100% sure how big either of them are. Because at the very least, the first one we're going to, I know that I've done before, but it's not one that I normally do. As you see, it's the Vault Tech Regional HQ. But it is not one that I normally do, and I don't particularly remember anything about it. Like, I know that there isn't anything of super importance down here. I imagine, at best, the only thing this place normally gives you is probably map marker locations to vaults.
Ghouls not scare strong.
Ow, fuck. Ow, fuck.
You lose.
Pricks. I think we might have, like, with the amount of pool balls that we picked up last time, we may actually have all of them. Like a full set now, but I'm not sure. But yeah, this place I think has 4 floors to it, so it's pretty sizable. But if we get through them, we should be able to do the next location that I want to go to as well. It's still, honestly, like, I was looking at my map here, as you can see. It really annoys me how many locations they have jammed into this little fucking hole right here. Whoops. When there's other areas that have nothing. Like, I understand it's based off of Boston and that area, but come on now, it's an alternate reality. You can spread stuff out a bit more. Because, yeah, it is kind of annoying to me that you have, like, the big empties and then everything is just jammed, like, right here. Like, and probably the worst part is that, like, most of the stuff that's jammed here, it's not important. Oh, what did we win? A souvenir plastic bowl. Yay. But yeah, I don't know. It's a problem with, I would say, a significant amount, if not every open world game where okay, I want to check the elevator because I know that we can go to the basement. I don't know if the elevator is going to take us up or down. But yeah, there's okay, it is going down. But yeah, so many open world games have that where, like, they'll have a couple areas of the game that are just, like, loaded with stuff, right? And then they'll just have relatively big sections where there's, like, nothing. And, you know, in real life, that happens. I mean, even just driving around, you know, there's big empty sections, and then you have your cities and towns. But, I mean, when you have, like, bandits and monsters and stuff like that, or, you know, I guess in Fallout it would be raiders and ghouls and stuff like that, I mean, well, I mean, Mirelurks and Deathclaws, I guess those could be considered monsters. But, like, my point is that you could have so many more things, right? Like, once again, in something like this, where it's based on a real-life place, it's more forgivable. Like, I'm not gonna say the game sucks or anything because it doesn't do that, like, because it doesn't spread stuff out. Because it is based on a real place, and I don't know how accurate it is. I know that it's at least somewhat accurate, but obviously I'm not gonna, like, fucking pull out a map of Boston and compare everything, right? Although I think somebody did that. Alright, what do we got? I think Mr. Davidson has been getting annoyed with Martin lately. I told Martin he should probably back off a bit because I know Mr. Davidson has a temper. I saw him break a pool cue over Roger's head because he stood too close to the table when Mr. Davidson was taking a shot. Roger still has trouble with the hearing in his right ear. Mr. Davidson should be fired. I miss Sharon. She's been out for a couple of days, and it's just not the same here without her. No one upstairs has heard from her. I'm starting to worry. Getting to see her face when I go upstairs for lunch is the highlight of my day. Alright, well, let's unlock the door.
Stupid computers. Just smash.
You know, considering that's his... No, didn't actually want that. I don't know why I backed up, like it wasn't going to send me through it, but... I also have no idea what door I just unlocked. Somehow I doubt that it was this one, but... I guess maybe. But yeah, I've been reading a bunch of stuff about the new Zelda game, Tears of the Kingdom. I still don't know. I mean, I'm playing Kirby right now. I talked about it before. And if I wanted to, I could probably finish it this weekend. Because it's not a long game. I mean, unless the difficulty, like, ramps up or there's something that I just don't know about that I'm supposed to be doing. Because, to be fair, I say that I could probably clear it this weekend if I wanted to. And I still probably could, but last time I played it, I think I've only got like a couple worlds left to clear. I think. But it says I'm only at like 30-some%. So I don't actually, like, there has to be something that I don't know about. That must happen, like. But anyway, so, you know, after that, you know, I'll need a new game for my Switch, because every time I finish a game for my Switch, I buy one. It used to be my PlayStation that had the highest completion percentage of games owned, but my Switch very much took that over. So we just shipped 15 cases of Psycho and Jet to Vault 95. Of course, that makes total sense. Let's give these addicts more of what put them in the situation to begin with. Davidson says it's going to force them to make the hard choice. Chems are getting clean. I say it's to cause a bloodbath. Well, Walter in the warehouse just told me we received a massive shipment marked Vault 111, do not open, so he opened it, and it was hundreds of gallons of liquid nitrogen. What could they possibly need that for? That's it. I can't work under a manager who's so oblivious to what's going on around him. These vaults are supposed to be a safe haven for these people, not a lab to run experiments on them. Davidson still doesn't see it, or he's just ignoring it. Either way, I'm putting in my 2 weeks in the morning. 10:22. Well, you definitely didn't need to put in your 2 weeks. But yeah, so I've been thinking, you know, new Zelda. I mean, I did Breath of the Wild. It was alright. I didn't hate it, but it was a lot of eh. It was fairly meh, in my opinion. So, I'll still probably get Tears of the Kingdom. Even if it's just, you know, it's gonna last me a while. Because, I mean, in Breath of the Wild, I got all the Korok seeds. I got all the armor and fully upgraded it. I did all the shrines and that. And from what I hear, Tears of the Kingdom is just kind of the same, except bigger. And considering that it was fairly empty, Breath of the Wild, I can only imagine that making the game bigger, because they used the same map and then they made 2 new maps to go with it, right? I think they made like an upper, like a floating in the sky area, and then an underground area. That's also pretty sizable from what I hear. But just based on Breath of the Wild, I imagine it's still a lot of nothing. Because like Breath of the Wild, right? And I was talking to somebody about this on Facebook. I got all 900 Korok seeds. I did all, I think it was 200 shrines. I got all the armor pieces, fully upgraded them. I did every quest that was there. I defeated every open world boss, or overworld boss that was there. I don't know. I think I went and did like every mini game in that. The only thing basically that I didn't do was open every chest on the map, and the only reason I even didn't do that because I did start to do that when I started playing, but I decided against it when it just ended up being me throwing away a weapon so that I could then pick up another weapon. Alright, I believe Dr. Reed is under the impression that the vaults in the Boston area will be used to harm its future residents instead of help them. I told him he's just being paranoid. Vault-Tec would never do anything of the sort. Sharon spilled coffee on my new shirt while we were in the lounge this morning. I told her it was fine and we had a good laugh about the whole thing. If she does it again, I'll stab her in the fucking throat with my pen. She's a good kid. Alright. Dr. Reed is beginning to get on my nerves. All he talks about now are his theories on how the vaults were built to run experiments on people and not actually help them at all. I keep telling him that he couldn't be more wrong. If he keeps it up, I might have to discipline him. Alright, so fucking Mr. Davidson was whacked out of his mind. Since we have Strong.
Something here.
Yeah, you know what, Strong? There's probably something in that safe right there. But unfortunately, you're a little pissy bitch. And won't let me open it. But yeah, that's like the only thing I didn't do in Breath of the Wild was open up every chest. Everything else that you could think of, I did, I'm sure. And after you finish the game, you do get a completion percentage. And it stays when you open up your map. Oh, nice, I got Protectron. We already have that one, but it's still nice to get them. But yeah, you get a little completion percentage on your map, I think it is. It's in like the bottom left of your map. And after doing everything I could possibly think of in the game, outside of
Stupid logs.
Outside of opening every chest, I still only had like 70-some%, I think, completion. Like, how ridiculous is that? That I can do all of that and still only have seen 70% of the map. Like, all that proves is that the map was way too big. And like I said, it would have probably been lower if I had gave up on opening all the chests to begin with. Like, I think after... because I was using a collectibles map, an interactive map, right? As I normally do with games that have a fuck ton of collectibles. I'm looking for the bathrooms, by the way. That's what I'm looking for. Apparently there's a mini nuke in a bathroom down here. Now it said first floor, but depending on who made that map, it could be this floor, or it could be the floor above us. But yes, 70% after doing all of that, which means that, because I mean, the interactive map I was using, right, I could, I don't see, whatever, don't need a mini nuke anyway. I'd rather just go and do the other location. You know, as most of them do, you can determine like what you want the map to show you, right? So like I took away all the weapon chests. I think we're going in here next. And I left on anything that was like, I think I left on rupees because I still had stuff to buy because there's like one quest line that you need.
What's that?
That you need a fuck ton of money for to like rebuild this town. And there was I think there was some other stuff. There was like a couple things because there's that's another thing I did. I did the entire photo journal that you do in that game where you have to document all the enemies and weapons. And there's like one or two things that you have to buy to fill that out, because if you because you can take a picture of it with your camera, with your in-game camera, and you show it to the person, and then they're like, hey, good, whatever, right? But then if you give them money, you can just buy the pictures from them, which is kind of lame. But there's a couple pictures that you have to buy, like the
Glow hurt human.
oh, there's radiation here. There's like the bow of light that you use at the very end of the game. You can't take a picture of it because it's only there at the end of the game, and then it disappears after. And you have no way of taking a picture of it while you're using it. Dead Raider, eh? More Dead Raider. Ah, because there's Mirelurks in here. But yeah, there's I hate that I can't read those from there. But even then, like, the only ones I bought were the ones that you had to buy. Like, I still I still took pictures and found everything else I needed as well, right? If you're reading this message, I'm probably dead and my plan didn't work. I've been taken by a group of raiders to the Massachusetts, I don't know how to pronounce that, in all honesty, State House, forced to help them uncover the valuables of this building. Who would have thought knowing how to read would be what finally gets me? I think I can stay alive as long as I keep feeding them what they want to hear. So that means that there must be a treasure in here somewhere. To all employees, you will see a lot of unfamiliar faces around the office at night. Don't be alarmed, we have a maintenance crew coming in to fix the bathrooms. The problem is related to the old plumbing in the basement. Knowing this, I would ask that everyone refrain from using the building bathrooms until the maintenance is completed. Sorry for the inconvenience, have a nice day. We all wanted to do something nice for you on your birthday. Oh, hey, Robert. It's only fair since you've got to work today. Come join us in the cafeteria for coffee and cake. Everyone will be there. P.S. You like devil's food cake, right? Sorry, not going to be able to make it to the baseball game this week. I have a dentist appointment. Maybe next time. Also, can you look around for another quote for the maintenance? The last one you sent was too much. Governor Graham doesn't want us overspending on miscellaneous things. Okay. This place smells terrible recently. Better fix whatever is wrong with the pipe soon. If this is how I'm to spend my last few months, I may just pack it in now. Financial reports for the previous fiscal year have been filed. Major discrepancies from last year included increases to military spending and reductions to healthcare, utilities, and public transportation. Not that anyone else will ever know. The reports will undoubtedly be changed before release to public record. I can't stand this place. I'm leaving the beginning of next year. I don't care if anyone sees this. I'm not a commie. This guy's such an asshole. He knows how I felt about Susan ever since I got here, and now he's taking her out to dinner. What can Susan see in a guy like that anyway? Making note not to give him tickets to the baseball game this week. But yeah, so like I did all of that, still only 70% done, and and based on what I've read, it's gotten worse with like the lack of stuff to do. You still have people who will like die defending it because it's a Zelda game, right? Like how dare you ever say anything negative about my favorite game series? You know, you get that in a lot of games. Well, you get that in pretty much every game. You always have like the people who, to anybody saying that the game is difficult, oh, you just need to get good. Yeah, and you also have the people that that are like the lore heavy people, where it's like this doesn't make sense. Like, oh, it does though if you look at these 50 things and then take into account this real life thing, and it's like, dude, if you have to do all that, it doesn't make sense.
No more bugs! Smash them all! You should have green skin, like straw.
But yeah, so you still have people like that. But based on what I've read, I'm gonna assume that it's still just as bad with the lack of actual things to do. Apparently the Korok seeds are back, so that's Then I could get a second giant golden poop, I guess.
Time to die!
And then, you know, they have new, like,
Strong board.
crafting and that now, where you can, like, make your build your own weapons by, like, attaching pieces together, and that you can, like, build vehicles attaching pieces together and that. But it all sounds fairly tedious. But in all honesty, for my Switch games, tedious is fine. Because I generally play them in the evening.
Show yourself, coward! Fight
Oh, legendary.
strong!
Aha, you got stunned.
Crush you! This is what death looks like up close!
Oh, look at that. Strong can actually... cunning. What was cunning, agility, and perception. That's not bad. But yeah, I don't mind tedious for my Switch games just because of like when I play them. No, don't do that. So yeah, it's I feel like it's one of those things where I'm gonna buy it because it is Zelda. I played the last one. I got what I consider 100%
I'll wear
in
your
it.
guts around my neck.
Oh good god, some of these are really small. So I'll probably do the other one because overall, with all my complaints that I have about Breath of the Wild, I still have to admit that I did have fun playing it. So I imagine that the same will be said of Tears of the Kingdom, where it's like there's a lot wrong with it, but in the end, still fun. You will see a lot. Okay, that's very watched. It's Robert's birthday today. Everyone join us in the lounge for coffee and cake at 3 p.m. Don't worry about a gift, just bring yourself. Graham, this is outrageous. How do they expect me to be able to maintain a powerful public image when I have to go across the street every time I need to take a leak? That maintenance crew has 1 week before I throw them out. Following the outbursts related to my recent changes to political power, we'll be moving any important artifacts to storage. They'll be moved back once we feel it's safe. History will be preserved. Today we place the city under martial law. Nobody wants to do this, but it has to be. Only a commie would suggest these actions aren't necessary, and I'll be dead before Red tries to dictate how I protect my country. I mean, martial law is how communists basically run everything. How dare they attempt to remove me from office during a time like this? Robert just wants to take my place just before we make our big move. That fat weasel. To hell with tradition. I will remain governor. I'll take the long walk when I can, please. Okay, so that would be the recent change in his power, where he's like, I'm not leaving. I'm king now, bitches. Well, who is that? Caesar did that, right? Where he was like elected as ruler for like the time of because they were at war or something, and then after the war was over, he was supposed to give his position up, and he's just like, I'm just gonna stay ruler, thanks though. Oh, they're down below me. God, this place is an absolute mess. Also, is this the way we came?
Who's there?
Oh, no, it is definitely not. Definitely not.
Not shoot shell. Shoot face.
Yeah, I'm aware. I shot the shit out of its face when it first popped up, and then, you know, covered it with a shell.
Who's out there?
I'll wear your guts around my neck.
A human is out here. If you don't want to be a bitch, we can work together and get out of this.
Yeah, you're probably right. Gotta cut down on the jet, I guess.
Okay, so that we're not coming back from, that's for sure. I mean, if we go down there, it looks like we're going to be down there until we find another way up. And it would not surprise me to find a Mirelurk Queen down there. Oh, that looks like such a cool area, too. How long have we been going? Oh, perfect. Wow, the
Human might get hurt falling like that. Gonna splatter your brain.
what the hell happened to him? Why did he go flying off to the side like that?
Squash them, human.
Looks like I'll be able to get some more eggs, or maybe not. Does seem to be a lot of them down here, but doesn't look like I can claim any of them. How is there not a Mirelurk Queen in this area? Like, look at this section. I guess there wouldn't be because you could just stay up above and shoot down at her. I mean, I guess she does have a ranged attack, but it would be very easy to avoid. I think you could also get out of here if you have a jetpack, maybe. I mean, I don't know that our jetpack would go up that high, but maybe. But yeah, it looks like once you're down here, you're meant to stay down here. I need to get up to that terminal to open this door. Maybe once I open the door, the queen will show up. That would make sense, right? Because then you would be down here, right? It would make sense, and it also wouldn't make sense that she didn't come to stop me beforehand. Wonder glue? Did somebody like glue its shell back together? Man, even 100 rad resistance, and I'm still getting.
Gonna be a good fight. I win again.
Still getting into the positives of the rats. Oh, there we go. Now we finally got to eggs that I can take.
What? Who's there?
Sorry, Strong. Smacked him right in the ass. Getting a little piece of thing. Doing weird shit there. Man, it's been a while since we've actually collected Mirelurk eggs, I feel. But at the same time, I feel like there was a good chunk of time there where we had so many locations with Mirelurks in a row that we then had a couple where I just didn't bother to get the eggs. Maybe I should work on my like Wasteland Whisper and that so that I can
Strong fight! Strong smash!
so that I can actually build my traps and that. Because I mean, we could have a good sized Mirelurk board going with the amount of eggs that I've collected. Maybe we'll do that in Far Harbor. Maybe we'll take one of the locations that are there and just like, fucking don't drink the water. I hate that you can drink random water specifically because of that right there. There's so much loot in that gets put like in water or can fall into water. And it just makes it so fucking annoying to pick up. Must be above us.
I swear I must be going crazy. Who's that?
The noise.
They can hatch out of a head. Well, that's new. Never seen that before. Haha, no power for you. If only that actually made a difference. Been playing a lot of hard space lately. And yesterday, for some reason, I had a streak of just like the most annoying freaking things happening to me ever. Yep, there it is.
Gonna be a good fight.
I think I won.
Okay, cut the shit. Who is that? Huh?
See, told you there'd be a queen. Sorry, Strong. Lasted the shit out of you, but hey, we got it. Heavy combat armor. I don't know that we have I know that I don't think that we have any heavy combat armor for display. I know that we're missing, I think, right arm.
Something?
Yeah. But yeah, so once you make it far enough in the game, you start getting access to ghost ships, which are basically like
Hey, who's there?
sci-fi style. You know, they were found floating in space with no crew or anything, minimal information on what happened to them. But there's these little AI nodes all over the place that you have to destroy. It's Robert's birthday. Whole place is going to hell lately. I'm getting out of here next week. Let's see how well these guys do when the walls start leaking. I told them we need to replace the whole thing. They keep setting me down here and I keep patching it up. Sooner or later, it's all going to blow. I swear if I have to clean piss off another bathroom floor because of that drunk Daniels, I'm out of here. This has got to be the scummiest drama I've ever had. Wife said I smelled like shit when I got home the other day. I tells her, you think I don't know that.
Guess she was right.
But yeah, there's these little AI nodes on a bunch of stuff, right? And you have to destroy them. They mess with your screen a very
Shook up over
like a very tiny amount. That was cool. If that had been something other than just a base Mirelurk, that would have been awesome.
Someone there?
But yeah, there's these little AI nodes everywhere. But the game has some weird physics that don't make a whole lot of sense.
We're getting paranoid. There ain't nothing here.
Where, like, for example, you have a grapple gun, right? That's how you move stuff around generally.
Man,
And
ferals again.
for some reason, when you attach to something and then you go to move it, it doesn't move it from the point that you attached to. Like, for example, if I attach to one side of something and then
You guys got me stirred up by nothing. Who?
and then lift it up, for some reason, the end that I'm not attached to, like the opposite end that I'm attached to, will go up, while the end I'm attached to will go down.
Scared, huh? You should be.
Not scared. But yeah, then they also have some other weird physics where, like, a small piece, like a small piece of ship that doesn't weigh very much can move pieces that are significantly bigger than it, and stuff like that. I don't know. It has a lot of very weird physics to it.
I'll find you.
But the weirdest part is you have a laser, right? That's how you cut through stuff. And you have a precision laser, and then you have an actual like cut mode on it, right?
No need to hide. It'll all be
Because
over.
unfortunately you can't like cut with the precision mode. You can just heat up something until it vaporizes, which is fine. Like the way the cut mode works, it's fine. It's a little wonky at times,
Gonna splatter your brains.
just because it's so hard to
Kill.
really strong. Giant super mutant. and this raider punches you, and you're like, ugh. Like, wow.
Just had to play hero, huh?
But anyway, the laser and the grapple gun and everything it's in your right hand. Like, you can't change that, right? Like, you can't move the gun around. You have to move your entire body around if you want to aim at something else, right? Or if you want to get a different angle at it. You can't just, like, shift the gun. And they have things like fuel tanks and that you can't laser, obviously, or they'll explode. I'm fine with that. What I'm not fine with is you can shoot your laser through stuff to hit the cut points, right? So, like, let's say I have a cut point, but there's a
Tired yet?
oh, good God, there's actually still quite a few raiders left. But there's, like, another piece in front of it, right? You can just aim at it, and even though your laser is clearly going through a piece that it can't cut, it won't affect that piece.
Peekaboo!
And that piece won't block it. And that piece won't block it, and you'll just destroy the cut point, like you're supposed to, like you want it to, right? But the thing that's annoying to me is if you do that, and your laser goes through or brushes by a fuel tank or something, it explodes. Like, instantly. And it's annoying to me because there are multiple times where I will cut through something that is affected by the laser. Like, there's a significant amount of, like, aluminum beams in that you can destroy with the laser, right? And I can shoot the laser through them to hit something on the other side, and it won't destroy the aluminum beam because it's targeting the thing on the other side and and the beam doesn't register that's being hit. So what annoys me is when I'm cutting something else and my beam happens to pass by or through an explosive and the explosive blows up when it's already been proven. Because, like, I'll cut through an aluminum beam, or, like, I'll shoot the laser through an aluminum beam to cut something on the other side that takes more damage than the aluminum beam can. So, therefore, the laser is going through the aluminum beam for more than enough time for it to heat up and disintegrate. So, yeah, it's just very annoying. But then, the AI nodes that you need to destroy on the ghost ships, so that because they'll open and close doors on you. They'll pressurize and depressurize. Sections of the ship on you and that, right? So, and they make your overlay like staticky and everything, right? Like, it's not like horrendously bad or anything, but it's like slight annoyance, especially the opening, closing, and the pressurizing and depressurizing. Sometimes it can come in handy because sometimes the thing that you need to use to depressurize a section is destroyed, but if you give the AI enough time, it can still depressurize that section.
Now, rookie. Human. Strong heard something.
So there's actually been multiple times where I've what the hell is he using for a gun? Oh, he had a minigun going. He just wasn't firing it full blast. Heavy dog armor and the dog helmet I'll take. But yeah, there's a So I let every once in a while, if I'll go through the ship and see if there's sections of it that I can't easily depressurize myself.
Scatter your brain.
And if that's the case, I'll like wait for the AI to depressurize it, and then I'll find a way to open it up to the outside and vent it so that it can't repressurize it. But the nodes can attach to anything, so they'll be like random crap. Like there's these things called soft crates that'll just be floating in the ship, and the AI node will be attached to that and somehow still be able to affect stuff somehow. And I had multiple ships in a row. Thankfully, you can just like close the game and reload it and then take another ship. Also, this elevator seemed like way more work than was necessary when you could have just built a ramp. But where are we even? Oh, we're back here. I don't know how to leave from here though. If I'm being completely honest, I don't remember which way we... Oh, now I do. I think it was this way. But yeah, I had multiple times in a row where just like nonsense would happen. Like I would... Oh yeah, that's right, I leveled up again. So you know what, I think... Because I've been saving this perk point if I could remember what I was going to use it on. I don't, and since we can max out Commando, I'm just going to use it now. And maybe we'll actually get a new gun then. Because I am liking my automatic rifle. With Commando at rank 5, I can now fully upgrade the handmade rifle into an automatic variant. Let's go to... Because I don't remember where I left it. Or if I even have another one. But yeah, I had multiple in a row where, like... I had AI nodes on stuff that I just couldn't get rid of them. But the game... Which I guess is technically realistic. Cutting one in here. Bottle cap mines, frag mines, all the beacons we're gonna keep. Okay. But yeah, there is. It's realistic in that you can't always do something properly in the game. Like for example, you need to vent. If you cut into a piece that's pressurized from the outside, or you open up a door between a pressurized and a depressurized section, you know, shit happens. And it I don't remember what it was though, because it was a handmade rifle, but it was a legendary one, which is how we got it. But I may have left it at the, like I may have made it and put it up on the board. Anyway, but there's times there's multiple ships where you can't actually take it, like depressurize it safely. Like you have to vent it into a.
Now wear your guts around my neck.
Really? How the fuck did you guys spawn there? It's like they were waiting. Like it's like they had taken over my base and were waiting to ambush me. Anyway, so there are things like that, but like some of them, like the AI nodes, they'll get put somewhere, and it'll just be like See, now that's the handmade sniper. I kind of just want this. Let's see what it... I forgot that I had actually put it up there. Refills your action points on a critical hit. You know what? Let's just check. And see. So my radium rifle does 81 and then 50 rad damage. This one does 90 damage, so it is 100% better than my current one. So I think I will change this one out. It's a shame, but at the same time, I'll have all of the parts that I used to make it already. Oh, big leagues! Right, I forgot that that's the... see, you need commando for the improved barrel, rifleman for that, and big leagues, rank 5 for the welded barrel. But I have no reason to do that because you can't turn this into a shotgun. Quick eject drug mag. I should probably... Oh, I don't have enough aluminum. Wow, that's a shame. Okay, well, I'll fix that, but... Oh, he's fighting a provisioner. Really, gunners? Good God, why is there so many gunners here? Okay, well, I guess I need to put up some more defenses, because fuck me. But I'll do that in between parts. Alright, so yeah, we're going to have a new gun then, next part. So that'll be it for this part, though. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and I will see you next week, where we will continue to clear out more of that section. I do believe that the vault that we find Nick in is in that section as well. But I'm not 100% on that. But anyway, that'll be it for this part. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you next week for more.